Welcome to the channel where I discuss parenting. Today I'll be looking at pre-birth parenting. The topic is of interest to me because of globalization and displacement. People move from their communities seeking greener pastures. Some are forced to leave their communities because of wars and seek refugee status in other countries. When people who have moved from their communities meet other people they would like to form a relationship with, they've got difficulties of having their background information. They wouldn't know whether this person poses a risk to them or is known to be abusive. I will be discussing, touching on subtopics like minimizing the risks of forming a relationship with a person who has got historical worries that may spoil your relationship. I'll look at child care duties, respite care, and financial management. The whole idea is to promote a happy, respectful relationship that meets children who are in the care of the couples. I am from Sunrise Supported Living Limited, where we offer some hints and tips regarding parenting. As I've already stated in my previous podcasts, that where you've got some worries and you need some expert advice, do not hesitate to contact Children's Services in your local authority, or you can also consult police. They will always signpost you to the right relevant agencies that can help you. So today, as in terms of attempts to minimize the risks of forming a relationship with a person who poses risks, I would advise that try to have your relationship in public. By that I mean try to have your partner with you at times when you attend like health appointments, GP appointments, so that the person will be known that is in a relationship with you. If you have got any friend who has got primary aged children, you can ask your partner to be with you when you escort your friend who has got children who are primary aged, so that at least you will be seen by other parents who will be bringing their children to school. You'll also be seen by the school where the children attend. If there are any risks known about your partner, alarm bells will be raised. And also in England and Wales, there is what is known as Clare's law. This is also applied by other countries, but in different forms. You can approach police where you've got some uncertainty or worries about your partner. Ask for a disclosure. The police will give you the record of that person if that person is known to them, so that then you can make some objective decisions whether you want to continue with the relationship or not. That would be helpful. So the whole idea is to try not to keep your relationship in closed doors. Otherwise, no one would know that you're in a relationship, and therefore, even if the person is known for being abusive, no one will alert you. When we come up to child care duties, there are some communities where duties are gender specific. You may find it quite difficult when you've got a baby, if you are coming from a community where either of the couples partake in child care duties, nappy changes, feeding, playing with the baby, pushing the trolley, and so forth. But if someone comes from a gender-specific community, you may find it quite difficult to find the person hanging around while you're doing all the child care duties. So if that is discussed in advance, it could help. in maintaining, sustaining a good, respectful relationship, or even if the other person doesn't partake in childcare duties, that would have been known well in advance, and you would have discussed how you will resolve that. People also who are in new communities, if you have left all your families behind, at times you find it difficult to find a person who can assist with childcare. In case both of you are working, it becomes difficult to say how would you manage childcare. If you've got a friend who is willing to assist with childcare, what is advisable is that you seek some background information about the person you want to leave the child with. You can talk to police, you can talk to children's services. They can offer you advice or signpost you to the relevant organizations that can help you. It is quite risky in especially individualistic communities where no one knows much about his or her neighbor. You may leave a person with who is risky to your child. So the whole idea is to avoid such situations. Hence, the need to seek some advice. It's unlike collective communities where people very well know each other as neighbors, but in most developed countries, they are individualistic communities. They hardly know what's going on with their neighbor. And we come up to finance. It could be tricky at times if you didn't discuss how you will manage your family finance. Is it that you have got a joint account, or one person has got an account? How do you access the finances? If you want to ask maybe some money to buy the child's formula, to buy nappies, to attend prenatal appointments, how do you manage that? That has got to be discussed to avoid stressful situations or where things end up escalating and leading to relationship breakdowns. All these are just hints and tips, but they will help in making sure that your baby or the pregnancy receives all the support from both couples to make sure that the child is healthy, or the pregnancy is healthy. It's not affected by social factors. Obviously, in terms of medical issues, you get advice from your midwife, from the pediatrician, from your doctor. Those will give you advice about medical issues. So for today, I've touched on the areas that I feel we need to be alert of in forming relationship, especially when we are in new communities. We are not in our own communities. It's people we've just met for the first time. I will have a subsequent discussion regarding the care of children. Once the child is born, how can we work together to make sure that we meet the child's needs? If the child is displaying challenging behavior, throwing tantrums, how can we manage such behavior without resorting to physical chastisement? Those are the issues or topics that we'll look into in our subsequent session to assist each other. It is at times difficult when a child is displaying challenging behavior, is not complying with boundaries, and depending which community you are coming from. If you have been brought up in communities where it is acceptable, where physical chastisement is acceptable, beating up the child, you may find that you are in a community where that is not acceptable at all, and may result in you either being assessed your capacity to care for the child, or the child being removed from yourselves. It could be quite distressful. So the idea is to advise each other, how can we support the child in such circumstances where we feel we've got some difficulties in managing the challenging behaviors. So thank you so much for listening for today. We'll meet in our next session. These are offered fortnightly. Okay, thank you. See you next time. Bye.